All right, we're recording.
Oh my God, we're recording episode number 50 of the
Holy
Behind
shit.
the Barricade Podcast.
5-0, we're old.
And you can actually see us.
Our lives
Holy
are over.
shit. Well, I'm John. Hi.
Yeah, and I'm Dan. You finally get to see my ugly face.
That's Dan.
Yeah,
Right
very
there.
ugly.
Right,
And that's
right.
our logo in the background. Look at how
We
beastly.
did it.
Look at how awesome that thing is.
Yes. Thank you, PlayStation 4.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tiffany, for the logo. But thank you, PlayStation 4, for actually... I hate the fucking microphone.
allowing us to put it on the browser
Yes.
on the TV.
I get distracted by, like, the most easiest things. Like, I go, I'm like, oh, shit. I'm going to wait till it stops moving because apparently you could all hear it go, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, but I'm one of those people that's like playing with it during the podcast.
And I fucking hear
Adjusting
you,
it.
too. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
I'll accidentally be like, knock into it.
Oh, you're a dummy. But anyways, this is episode number 50. This is the golden episode.
Yeah,
Wow.
we just got our feet wet.
Yeah, if you want to call it that. I think we're about maybe knee deep in this water.
Yeah. And if we get to 100 and we're not doing anything with financial shit in our back
What Dan
pockets,
is trying to say is if we aren't getting paid for this shit by 100, then fuck you people, we're done.
no, we're going to be above our necks and just drowning.
Yeah, we'll definitely be drowning. So anyways, this is just an episode that Dan and I just wanted to do. Just wanted to...
It's a celebratory episode. I don't know
Yes.
if I pronounced that right.
All
but
right, and you know what I'm going to celebrate with?
A water.
Little Poland spring action, yes.
And it's almost empty.
Cheers, yeah.
This kind of feels like it's a sport episode, other than my Disturbed t-shirt where I actually played the part of, person who talks about music. But you've got New York Knicks. Oh, I thought that was Mets.
I do.
And then we got Red Bulls in the background.
Not to mention, I have, I'm not lifting up my leg. I actually have Texas Longhorn Nike sneakers.
Wow.
And
You're such a loser.
Oh, fuck you.
I'm just joking.
And I have Texas Longhorn pants. See?
All
There
right,
you go.
so I think we need sponsors, New York Knicks and the Texas Longhorns. Oh, and the Red Bulls.
And the Red Bulls.
We got season tickets. Hook us up.
We're together. Oh, my God, I don't know how to do this. Up, there it is. There we go. There's my finger.
It's backwards, right? No, it's right.
No, I think it's a mirror effect going
yeah,
on.
you pointed in the same direction. See?
Is it? Oh.
Right, it is right.
Oh,
See, the TV's that way and it's on that. Yeah.
Oh,
All right, people think we're retarded right now.
Yeah, we're not that smart when it
5
comes to video.
seconds and kids are done watching this.
Well, kids only have like a 5-second attention span.
Yeah. That's why you got to keep your YouTube videos short.
Short and sweet.
Or you got to keep the angles going.
Yes.
Got to switch back and forth. And I don't know, you guys don't want to.
Hey, we're going this angle. Whoa. And then we're going to go that angle. Whoa.
All right. I'm getting seasick.
Are you?
Speaking of seasick, by the time you guys watch this, I'll be on a cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You'll be on the cruise, what, Monday, right?
Sunday,
Sunday. All right.
September 4th,
So, yes, this is coming out on
On the
Labor Day.
5th. Yeah?
Yes, September 5th. And believe it or not, we are actually recording 4 episodes within 2 days. And
Yes.
wow. And this is actually our first one. We're recording episode 50 now. And then in about maybe another, half hour, we're recording episode 49. And then tomorrow is 51 and 52.
So, what do we want to discuss as far as the previous podcasts that we've had?
So we did 49 other episodes, which is absolutely insane when you come to think about it. And the first 6 are all about ourselves.
Yeah. And we had Jimmy James on those podcasts.
We did. And unfortunately, Jimmy James couldn't join us tonight because we didn't invite his ass.
Yeah. And he's tonight was the night he was opening for.
Yeah, he's open for the
Ataris.
Ataris. Yes.
That band still exists, yeah.
Oh, dude, I love the Ataris. The Ataris are fucking awesome, dude.
Boys of Summer, that's all I know. And that's a cover. How horrible is that?
Dude, you got to know, what's that other song? In This Diary?
I
Here
probably
in
don't.
this diary, I write you visions of my summer. It was the best I ever had.
So John is a screamer, but if you need a melodic vocalist, you should definitely call him.
Yeah, yes.
Uh.
Even though we got a lot of compliments on my duets with Kendall, the little brand new duets that we did.
The guitarist said that it should happen, so maybe we
It
should hook
might
something
happen.
up. I can play drums, play guitar a little bit. Maybe we'll get one of those side projects going on.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, everyone else in Big Time Rush was going for it. Might as well.
Yeah, so it'll be a side project of a side project.
Yeah, that's true.
But what would be the main project? Bum, bum, bum.
Dead Tide. Well, for me, it would be.
Do you have any shows coming up at that side?
I think we are booking some in Dingbats in December.
Ooh.
They just love us. Dingbats is pretty good. They sell cold cock there, but we have to buy it. We have to buy it.
That has got to be the worst sponsorship of all time.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Explain to the people.
Well, so for cold cock, we got sponsored. Obviously, they sponsor Atreyu. I'm pretty sure they sponsor other bands.
They sponsor a shit ton of metal and rock bands.
So you would think, well, would I say that we got sponsored? 'Cause isn't it being endorsed differently?
Explain.
All right. So anyway, so we're sponsored by Cold Cock, and we got a nice care package, which it's still pretty good. You got a care package in the mail: T-shirts, stickers. I don't know what to call them. They're like cards that have like Deadpool on them. They're kind of like advertisement cards. I don't know. You would do those with those
Like
other than handing
postcards
to
type
people.
of deal,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we got a few T-shirts, which some of us can't fit in because they're too big. I guess you could fit them, but they're too big. I don't know.
Well,
But
how big are
anyway,
they? Like
I think
XL?
they're like there's like 2 XLs, there's larges, and everyone else wears mediums in my band except for me.
So apparently
Our
everyone,
largest.
according to Cold Cock, is heavy.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I think they just gave us. I think we got like one small or something, and then they gave us a banner. I don't know what they expect us to use with that, but I mean, we have our own banner to put up at shows, and that was it. We didn't get any free samples. We didn't get free bottles. Nothing. And then so we really wanted we tried it. So we went to Dingbats at our show, and we actually paid $4 each for a shot.
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah, it was actually really good. It reminds me, not to talk down on them now, but you'll get my explanation. It reminds me of cheap, I don't know, cheap hard liquor.
Okay.
I don't drink that much. Where it goes down not so smooth, but with cold cock, they add kind of like I know it says it's herbal flavored. It kind of reminds me of like a little bit of honey and some other things.
It's like
and
a Jack Daniel's honey type of deal?
And it's like I don't want to say crappier, but it's not as good version of that, but I guess with the herbal flavors in it, makes it go down smooth.
Okay.
So you can tell it's not as expensive of a liquor, but with that, it kind of masks it and makes it go down smooth. So, we tried it. It was good, and we wanted to get some for a sample, and we actually have to pay for it and do a promo and get reimbursed for it.
Oh, God. How
Yeah.
much is it?
I don't know.
Like, do you have to pay, like, full price for the bottle?
I'm not sure. We didn't really discuss that. We just kind of mentioned it to our manager, but I mean, that's actually not the worst I've heard. I've been doing some research because at the Dingbat show, I got approached about doing an endorsement for Soultone cymbals.
Ooh.
But I did a lot of research, and it was a lot of people like, oh, I got my endorsement. Like, here's my endorsement, blah, 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 blah. And then you go on a drummer forum, and it was like, oh, you have to pay for them. They're 70% off, but they say that they jack it up so much that the price so much that after 70%, it's like
it's more like 20 or 30% off.
No, but it's like paying for cymbals at a store.
Oh.
See, but now this is my thing, because the problem is when you look at Guitar Center and you see the normal price for something, it says 50% off list.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, list price isn't the price
But
you
they
pay.
always jack up the price. Yeah.
The list price is not the price you pay. It's, I don't know what the difference is between MSRP or whatever. So that might be the reason. They're saying it's 70% off. Normally, I think what you buy is 50% off. So that would be, what, 20% you're probably saving on their
More or
cymbals?
less, yeah.
And I would expect them to be cheaper than Zildjian because they're not Zildjian cymbals.
Well, yeah.
I mean, and then I've seen a lot of people posting on YouTube videos that it's like, oh, I got my endorsement package. So I don't know, maybe it differs for drummers. Obviously, for the guy in Megadeth, he probably gets this stuff for free. Most likely,
I'm
gets this
hoping.
Stuff for free. I would hope.
Although I think Dave Mustaine would kick the shit out of this drum company if he didn't.
Yeah.
Dave's like one of those guys.
So I don't know if it would differ, like with certain drummers, not in a band like Megadeth, if you'd get stuff for free. I know you get a custom label on there. I don't know if you have to pay for that, but we'll see. There's an application online, so if there's a specific section for endorsements and filling it out, I mean, I don't know. You can't just go on Zildjian or Tama and fill out an application.
Yeah, that's a little odd.
You can contact them, but
yeah. So are you supposed to put down this guy that referred you's name, or I don't know how
there
that
is a
works.
thing on how you hear. It's like a job. Like, how did you hear?
Oh, that's it.
And that's the thing, unfortunately.
So basically, any drummer, whether they just started off like yesterday, can become affiliated with this drumming company.
Well, if they choose you.
Yeah.
Because I know someone posted online, they're like, oh, I just went out on a limb and, filled out the application, and then boom, I got an email saying, thank you, you're a part of it. And then I read someone else that was saying that he had to guarantee that he would buy 7 symbols or something like 3 to 7
God.
symbols up front, and then 5 per year.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I have 5 symbols on my drum kit, and I have not purchased any since.
Yeah.
So,
Holy
I mean,
shit.
dude, it's worth a try. I mean, if I do it and I get 1 free symbol and I have to get cheap symbols after that, I mean, maybe it's worth it to get a custom logo on your symbol and say you're endorsed. I don't know.
Could be.
That might help, but I mean, it's just not what you would think. You think when you get sponsored or endorsed, that's, we're getting free stuff, obviously, to promote and to show people how good they are. And, when people see you playing them live and that you're endorsed, you got your custom logo, and you have YouTube videos and all that stuff, that's supposed to help. But, I mean, for someone...
Are you supposed to, maybe try out? Are you supposed to upload music with the drums in
Well,
them?
that's the thing. When you put your information, you put your links to your website, and you put your links to videos and stuff. So, I mean, I don't know if they're going to... Like I said, that person that got picked right out in the limb, who knows if they are good or not.
Or if they're telling the truth or not.
Yeah. I mean, still, that's what I'm saying. Say they look at my stuff and they're completely blown away, and, how many, million views Phil has on YouTube.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll see that and be like, all right, we're giving this person free. And then this not so good drummer, that applies it, you have to pay full price. Who knows? Maybe it differs.
Could be.
And maybe you can negotiate. It's a contract, I'm sure you sign afterwards. So maybe you can negotiate, give me 3 free symbols and then I'll buy some.
There you go. I'm telling you, the custom sticks are where it's at.
Yeah. But I looked, someone said, I keep just pulling up quotes.
Well, that's good. You did the research.
When you get Soul Tone endorsement, usually Silver Fox, I've never heard of this company, but Silver Fox drumsticks follow. And I went on there, and you can do an endorsement, but they were it seemed like it was way harder to get those. It was, you need to be in a touring band, and, you play this many shows a year. So.
Can't play about 20 shows a year, Dan.
No. And what's funny is, going back to Soul Tone, because it seems to be a hot topic for this episode.
Hot topic.
Maytal, you ever seen her YouTube videos before?
Your YouTube videos?
No, Maytal's YouTube videos. She's a really popular, she's a blonde, really skinny YouTube drummer. She smiles a lot.
Sure.
I don't know, that's kind of weird. She smiles a lot.
I know nothing about it, but she smiles.
That's a funny thing. When you see, when she's getting ready to play a song that's got an intro, she just looks at the camera and smiles, before she's getting ready. I don't know.
She's
it's the one thing.
Yeah, that's her signature. She's the flirt.
Honestly, there's a lot of songs on there that I can. I mean, obviously, if I was someone that just did YouTube videos all the time, I'd have the chops. But I have a full-time job and can't practice that much. But she plays a lot of Slipknot, Wait and Bleed. There's a lot of stuff with fast double bass. But she started out in Soul Tone, and now you can tell she's endorsed by Mino, because she's got a whole bunch. I don't know if you ever heard of that company, but it's kind of it's
but
not
you,
like
you did bring
Zildjian,
it
but they're
up.
popular.
Yeah.
A popular cymbal company. A lot of metal drummers play them, like Derek Roddy.
Isn't Chad sponsored by him? There's someone or
maybe.
Bittner.
No, Bittner was.
Okay.
I don't know if he's sponsored by them anymore. He could be, but I know he used to be in the past. Whether he is now or isn't.
I remember looking it up for one reason or another. I think maybe I was tagging it for some reason. I think it was, we only had 2 major drummers on the show, right?
Yeah.
Just Chad and Bittner.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah. So let's go back to the podcast episodes.
Oh my God.
So we started out with Jimmy James. Jimmy James is no longer with us.
Yes, and his 5 million other characters.
What was one of the characters he had?
He had a pterodactyl, which was the oddest fucking thing in the world.
Wasn't he Eminem?
Yeah, he's like, I'm the real fucking Slim Shady.
I remember that.
Shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
that's hysterical.
Well, there was one night where we're like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be around for the holidays, and I think you were going somewhere, and I think Jimmy was going somewhere, where we ended up doing 5 episodes in one night.
Yeah.
And that was just fucking
That's
chaotic.
crazy. But the good thing about that is when we eventually did our Warped Tour episodes, knocked it out, and how long were we there? 8 hours? So it was a full day's worth, but we had 4 or 5 weeks worth of content. So vacation.
Oh my God.
So
yeah,
it was that worked
so
hard for
lovely.
8 hours and then vacation.
Vacation for 3
So
weeks.
so people out there that are listening, watching, that's what we eventually hope to do is just do this full time. So we got Patreon up right now, which is crowdfunding and
Absolutely.
a pledging website.
That's patreon.com/Behind the Barricade.
Boom.
Easy enough. Come on now.
Yeah, come on, Patreon, pledge,
Yes.
help us out.
At least $1, so I could say after 100 episodes, okay, we made some money.
So now how this works is it's not just like GoFundMe where you put your money in and that's it. You're pledging. So you're pledging, I will donate $1, $5, $50, $100. Come on, don't be cheap. If you're rich out there, promote us now. But seriously, just you can do $1 a month, and then you're just doing that. You can cancel at any time. So after $5, if it gets too expensive for you, cancel it. Anything helps, and it's got goals on there. We're not looking to load our pockets with this stuff. We're trying to get better equipment.
We are.
Well, eventually, obviously, we want to get rich and make money. Obviously, isn't that
No.
everyone else's goal? But we want better equipment, stuff that doesn't glitch, and we're not afraid it's gonna crash in the middle of it.
Well, let's go back 2 episodes to the Heffron Drive episode.
Boom.
Which sucked because we spent, I think, about a month promoting the hell out of this.
No. Let's get this correct. John spent about a month promoting.
Well, I was
And
being French
talking.
there, oui. Yes. Anyways, I spent a month promoting the hell out of this thing, and we finally got to the day of. It's like everything is going smooth, and then we're talking about. I think we were talking about screaming, and then I look at Dan, and Dan's like panicking, pressing buttons. I'm like, oh no. He's like, okay, we're going to. It's going to refresh itself, and then we're going to go and do
the questions.
The questions. Even though that was like our biggest draw was these questions, and half of them were gone.
The problem with this is I'm like, all right, maybe I can just hit record and then hit it again, and there'll just be a delay and might have to cut out a little bit. But the problem is when you hit the record button, it makes a sound like, so you know it's done recording. It's like, oh shit, this is gonna get picked up. People are gonna know what's gonna happen. And everyone there in the interview is gonna look at me like, what the hell is going on?
And we ended up looking at you like, what the fuck was going on?
Yeah, but you guys stopped, and of course it wasn't just a hit record. And the end of the episode, of course, I was like frozen. So I'm like, oh great, now I got to turn off this freaking this camera.
Arguably our biggest episode too.
But eventually, after editing with Audacity, which is an amazing program for free, nonetheless, we are able to get that podcast episode out. But we did Kendall and
Dustin.
at
Kendall
Heffron
Schmidt,
Drive.
Dustin Belt.
Yeah, great names. that was
Okay,
random.
thank their parents. I
They're
don't know
like,
where the
oh,
fuck
my
you
name
go
is
from
amazing. Kendall. I always thought that was a girl's name. No
It is.
offense.
That. No, it's like Alex.
Yeah. Yeah, but Alex, that's weird though. When you say Alex, that's the short version of their real name, which Alexander is male, obviously, and Alexandra is female. But Kendall, I don't know. I just immediately think of female, but
Sorry, Kendall.
yeah, sorry. That's just a part of the conversation. But I mean, Daniel is close to Danielle, I guess. That makes it any better for you.
It's
but
like 2 letters away. It's an extra L, extra E.
So anyway, after seeing them play live, which not my kind of music, and it probably showing other people, that listen to the same kind of music as me, maybe cringe a little bit. But I have to say, even though I don't like the music, would definitely not listen to it. No offense. I would see it live again though. They were very tight.
Yeah, they were fucking great.
Awesome musicians. I have to. It's funny because it's sticking out of my head. If any of you, have seen live musicians before and you play music, seeing the bass player, just for some reason in my mind, I keep visioning a Prodigy from like Berklee College of Music. Just the way he played.
Oh, he was tight as shit.
He could just move his hands like all over the bass. He could, be plucking above, like kind of on the fretboard, and it just looked completely natural. And I don't know, for some reason, he just had that look like he was just a nasty bass player. Could play metal, could play funk, could play jazz, and he just had that like carefree, like this is so easy, I could play all this stuff. His hair, crazy hair, like I don't know, just had the look of a graduated Berklee College of Music.
He knew his shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
Not to, talk down upon Dustin and Kendall. They were amazing musicians too.
Yeah.
The drummer was pretty decent. Oh, even though he was all the way in the back, a weird setup.
It was a weird stage setup. But I mean, obviously you were highlighting both Kendall and Dustin on stage.
Definitely. They were definitely, and you can tell by the YouTube that's like that's the band is Kendall. I'm saying Kendalls. Kendalls. But you could tell that they were the highlight of the show and a highlight of the band. You could tell on Twitter, but that's not to take away from the other musicians in the band. The whole band, they were tight. and there are just as great, people in the interview. I can't say enough. They were awesome. And to think that this band has 2 million likes on Facebook or 2 million likes on Twitter, follows, whatever you call it.
Shit, man.
And they actually wanted to do an interview. In person, they actually felt like they wanted to be there. Not to say that all our other, interviewees were like that, but
I don't think we had like one dick that
No.
just didn't want to be there.
what I'm saying is like we actually, all these other musicians, you might reach out to them and they might not even.
They blow us off.
Exactly, but these are actually even most of the people that we reach out to have like 30,000 likes, maybe 100. They have 2 million.
Yeah.
And they were completely down to earth. They were mad cool. They were on Nickelodeon, for Christ's sake.
Yes, they were.
And well, at least one of them was. And they were just completely awesome people. Again, if you're listening, if you checked out the video, you guys were awesome live. And I definitely would pay to see you again. And I'm sure that's what you want, because how much money do you really make on record sales?
Yeah. Basically close to nothing. Unless you were like the top 1%, unless you were Bieber or Adele or, Beyonce.
And for people that don't know, you can look it up on YouTube. It's just like it in the music industry. 1% of the musicians make 90% of the money.
Yeah.
Which is sad to think. But that's the thing, though. I mean, if there's a crap load of money in the music industry, which it seems to me like there isn't, maybe even the 99% are making a good amount of money, or maybe there's 30% in there that are making money, but you wouldn't think,
Yeah, no.
seeing all these musicians out there, but
And there's no money in podcasts either.
no.
So why are we still doing this?
But that's the thing. There's not money in podcasting, but there's money that you can make from podcasting, if that makes any sense.
It's still a new medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the good thing is maybe, after years of doing this, maybe since this is kind of like the beginning of podcasts getting popular,
Yeah.
maybe this is what you need to do, because podcast seems to be like that fourth or fifth thing that you do.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, like ESPN. Oh, you can check this out on the podcast. It's not their primary.
Yeah.
The video, the radio broadcast, that's the popular, and podcasting is,
Yeah, exactly.
at the bottom.
Secondary.
Yeah. But there are people on, and it's funny actually going back to the podcasting on iTunes. It's funny to see a very popular podcast. One of the popular on the top 50, I think it's 150 for music, that have like 23 reviews.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
I know which one you're talking about. I don't remember the title, or else I would definitely blow them up.
I think there were a couple though.
There was one I saw like recently where they only had like maybe 6 episodes, and I'm like, really? How the fuck is this possible?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and I mean I think we got like 26 reviews now, thanks to you, Heffron Dry people, and all the other people out there that
was
like
a fucking
the podcast.
ingenious move by me, man.
Yeah, but we didn't do it for that. We did it for that. Let's be honest.
Yes.
We did it for the reviews, but we did it to also help the content and help have questions, because we don't normally ask fan questions. So
Yeah.
that kind of helped it out, but we needed to, because they have 2 million, follows. We needed to get those questions in there just to help the content.
Which big thanks to Kendall for retweeting our tweet about it. And I think, what are we up to? Are we up to close to like 300 retweets and like 750 likes?
There's a crap load of likes on that.
It's like our Twitter. Like every time you hit refresh, it's like another two notifications, 5 notifications. You don't go on for like half hours, like 26 notifications. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And I think we normally get like 10. Maybe 10 and 15 is probably like on a really popular episode that no one
really good
retweeted.
day.
Or maybe even a podcast that someone did retweet. But like I said, that just goes back to them. They have all all these likes, these views. They were on Nickelodeon, or at least one of the members was.
Yeah.
And they're retweeting our shit. It's amazing.
All right. So real quick before we
got
this?
about 5 minutes,
do we?
I think.
Okay. What is one thing that popped out that'll always stick with you when doing these podcasts? Like, was there a certain moment that you're like, holy shit, like doing these podcasts where you're like, all right, I'm never going to like relive this, or like if I wasn't doing podcasts, I would never like experience this.
Well, I think the thing is, I would say, I don't want to talk down about us, but we're essentially nobodies in podcasting and music and everything.
Yes.
And we're able to talk to members of our favorite band. I talk to my favorite drummer, Chad Zaliga. my other one of my favorite metal drummers, Jason Bittner. We were at Warped Tour. We got to go for free. We got to interview a bunch of popular bands for free.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy that we're interacting with Metal Blade Records. It's just crazy that we're able to interact with all these people that I never thought possible just by tweeting and retweeting and talking about music for 24/7. It's just not 24/7 for 45 minutes, but whatever. It's just that's what I think is going to stick with me, that we're essentially nobodies and we're able to communicate with some of our favorite, our favorite musicians, and we're able to communicate with bands that are across the country and have them on. And we're on iTunes. We have our own website being built by Tiffany, which is starting to look amazing.
BehindTheCade.com.
Yes.
Just like the Twitter.
Boom.
Yeah. I mean, it's also crazy the amount of people that reached out to us to be on our show.
That reached out to us to do the Heffron Drive interview.
Yeah, that was completely fucking unreal.
And you can hear it. You can hear the story behind it by going to iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean. You can go on Podbean.
Yeah. Radio Kronos, QONOS.com. You could also go to Google Play, which we're on there, but I can't find ourselves. It's the oddest thing in the world, but people have told me we are on there.
We are, and by checking that out, you would go to the Heffron Drive interview, which now is our latest,
48.
right? 48, episode 48.
So no, it's not our latest. 49 would be the one that we're doing next.
Exactly. So,
but
48.
It's the one that you just heard last week or last Thursday.
And then you can hear the story of that. But yeah, and then to see people commenting and just liking our stuff, and even in the reviews, it's saying that we're completely entertaining, and it's just crazy. I mean, I would say I could be a little entertaining and funny, but it's just crazy to see people actually considering this to be an enjoyment that they want to listen to more. It's crazy. But what about you?
I don't know. Just like the amount of before really jerk off.
Come on, keep going.
just the amount of people that have talked to us and randomly started following us, and then they would message us saying, "Yeah, my friend told me about this podcast, and I really love this episode." I'm like, really? I had a couple people actually say that they were actually doing podcasts because of what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's so much better things out there. What are you doing?
Yeah, but really, is there? I mean, come on.
I like a lot of podcasts. I'm a huge fan of the Joe Rogan Experience. Talk is Jericho. Shout out to Chris Jericho. UFC Unfiltered with Matt Serra and Jim Norton. The Trailer Park Boys podcast.
I have yet to listen to that.
Oh, it's fucking hysterical.
I listen to the Tim Ferriss podcast, which is awesome.
So, yeah, we are all fans of podcasts. And believe it or not, I'm listening to a lot more podcasts than I am actual music.
Yeah.
It's getting to that point.
Well, that's the thing. For me to kind of get by at my boring cubicle desk job, I just put in, one headphone earbud and then just listen to podcasts, listen to YouTube videos, all this stuff. It's just a way to get by. And if you need to keep yourself busy at a desk job, pop in a podcast, pop in our podcast, and it'll get you through the day. But yeah, no, I mean it is a funny thing going back to what's that guy's name? The Josta podcast.
Yeah.
The only difference between I think about our podcast and his is he kind of shares stories with the people that he's listening to, funny or communicating with. He's discussing mutual stories with them. Us, I think it's the same thing as we're just
creating our mutual stories with them.
We're creating the stories, or the other member is going over funny stories, and we're having a fun time with them. So I think we're kind of doing similar things to the Josta compared to the Josta podcast.
Yeah, compared to the Josta show, Lead Singer Syndrome with Shane Told of Silverstein. That's one of my favorites.
Check out that.
Dude, it's a lot of good times there. But when we started this, I didn't want to be that question and answer type of bullshit.
Even though some of my episodes that I do by myself are like that, but
it's whatever.
We need to have that dynamic duo of me and John.
I mean, you have to at least ask one question to get shit started.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also you kind of leave it up to the interview person you're interviewing.
Yeah,
if they're if they're funny, if they don't want to go into all these questions and they kind of share side stories and all that stuff, which we just let them go. Yeah, a lot of our interviewers go off on tangents, and we're kind of like, all right, I guess we're just going to sit back and let them talk and share funny stories.
Big example was Justin. Episodes 8 and 9. We had to split that up into 2 parts because he just kept rambling, which was awesome. I fucking loved it, but He just kept rambling.
Marzi and
Montezeri, yes.
yeah, Marzi and Fozzie.
Yeah, Rich Ward.
Rich Ward, they
Rich
both.
Ward's a talker, but dude, I fucking loved every second of it though.
Yeah, great episode. But all right, I think it's time to wrap up. We only got 40 minutes, and I think this probably isn't 40 minutes, but we got another
time.
interview after this.
We do. Shit.
Boo.
Boo.
All right, John ruined it. I think
really
that's the gavel right there.
Is that the? All right. So thank you guys so much. I have no idea when this is going to be up on YouTube.
No, we got to do all that fun stuff, the intros and all that great.
Well, not for YouTube. YouTube
Editing.
is just gonna be straight up this.
Yeah.
So, you hear that?
It's your cell phone.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get your see. Look,
Oh.
boom.
Oh my God. Look at that. But anyways, I actually just got an email before that our, what was it? I think I uploaded.
Patreon. What was it?
No, no.
Audio Boom or something?
Well, that's something different that
All right.
we're still waiting for. But Christian from A Boy Named John, his episode's up on YouTube. I got two
Copyright.
two copyright requests.
Thought that was
I'm
funny.
like, look, I'm not even fucking putting on like I'm not monetizing with ads or anything. I don't know why everyone's freaking out, but I love like the wording in there. It's like you don't have to remove the video. We're just letting you know. I'm like, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, they started to say, "Oh, no need to worry.
Yeah.
We'll just remove it if there's something wrong with it." But do you think it was A Boy Named John, or is it just YouTube that
It's YouTube.
it was YouTube that? Man,
Well, I mean, I get it all the time with Facebook too. Like
Yeah.
I upload all of our episodes up on Facebook, and we've gotten at least out of the 48 that are up there as of right now. I want to say maybe 20 of them had copyrights, which is like, come on, I'm not making any money off of Facebook here.
yeah.
But
All right, so let's get plug-in time.
all right. If you haven't already, you can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Behind the Barricade. We're on Twitter, twitter.com/Behind the Cade, CADE. We're also on Instagram, instagram.com/Behind the Barricade. We're attempting to do Snapchat, and we are Behind the Cade on there, I believe.
Yeah, we're gonna do Periscope soon.
Yes.
It's gonna go along with these live YouTube videos. Well, not live, but pre-recorded YouTube videos.
Absolutely. And yeah, we'll see what the future holds. So, to another 50 episodes, and hopefully I won't want to kill you afterwards.
Keep liking and following on Twitter, Facebook. Keep reviewing us, please, on iTunes.
Yes, let us know who we should interview.
Definitely.
Because I'm
Promote,
running out of
retweet,
pins
tweet
here.
us. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we keep tweeting at people on Twitter
Yeah.
and sending emails, and should have some good people on the podcast soon. But yeah, definitely even post in the reviews if you want to see people and you think certain reviews that we podcast episodes that we did were great. 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars. You can give us 1, but you're just going to be a dick.
Yeah, there's only one person that gave us 1 star, and I'm not sure who.
That's a good ratio, 26-1.
Yeah,
That's not
26.
bad. All right, guys. Thanks
All
for
right.
watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I'm good. Bye.